Hey there. Let's talk about how you can move a Claude Chat project over to Claude Cowork. Now, it seems on the surface like it should be really simple, right? If you're in Cowork and you come to projects, now this might look different for you. This UI changes, what seems like almost every day. And you click New Project, Import a Project, and then you can get your list of your chat projects and bring them over. Now, I did that because I ran into a case with this personal rebrand project that I was working on where the chat was going really, really good back and forth. We had a lot of great ideas. And I got to the point where I needed output and I wanted some historic context that was going to go beyond just chatting back and forth. I wanted the agent to be able to actually write things to file and help me start to build out this rebrand and this design system. And what I found was when I imported that project, there was nothing there. There was nothing really to go on. And while that may change, what I have found is really helpful in a lot of different cases is creating a handoff doc. So when you have a project and it has some specific context, that you can tell that agent to create a handoff document, and then you can give that handoff document to the new agent, and there you've got all the important decisions, anything that you want to capture that you want this new agent to know about, you put in the handoff doc, or you have the original chat agent put in the handoff doc, and then you give it to the new Cowork agent. And let me show you what I mean. So if I come over to my chat projects and I look at personal rebrand, I only really got one thread in here. And so we were starting to work through the color system. And we got to this point where I had this really nice output and we had decided on what the palette should be. And it looks really nice. I'm like, this is great. I want to take this and run with it, but I want to turn it into a whole project at this point and really start building out these assets. And so I went over to Cowork and I created this new project and there was not really anything there. And we had made a lot of decisions in this process. I was using this agent to walk me through the rebrand process. And so we had a lot of great Q&A and back and forth that I didn't want the new project to lose that context. I thought that was really important. So what I did was I came over here and I said, I'm going to move this project over to Cowork. Is there a way for me to export and copy the history? At that point, I was thinking the entire history, including references to files you've created, questions you've asked me with the answers, et cetera, et cetera. And what it did was it created this handoff doc, which was essentially a feed of all these decisions that we had made, what we had come up with. And then it also put the reference files and the iterations on the palette just so that new agent could get that context, and it put them all in this folder. And so then when I went to the Cowork project, I had this folder already ready to work with. And what I could do then over in this personal rebrand project, this was the first thread here. And up here, I said, all right, the project handoff docs are now in the working directory. You can see that we have a final palette, and that's all that has really been locked in. But you should see a lot of the history of the decisions made. And now we got to nail down the typefaces. So let's pick it up from there. And then we can start to build out those chats. And we've got this new Cowork project up and running and ready to go. I hope that helps you, and I'll see you next time.